The first data that we want to look at is the audience. This is great for figuring out who your target audience is, who is actually coming to your website. You might have an idea for who you're creating content for, but when you look at your data, it might be something different, or it might confirm your expectations. So at the beginning of the Digital Marketing Masterclass, we created our target audience. This was just who we think our website and our products and services are for. Now we can actually analyze that data. So under audience, you have this basic overview, which is basically just really briefly how many people are coming to your website, the language that they speak. This in itself is not that helpful. But when we dive into some of these other categories, for example, let's go to the overview of the demographics. We can see that for Video School Online, most people are between 18 and 34 years old. Most people are male. This means, one, that we should cater our content to this type of audience, and or if you want to increase the amount of people who are older, or maybe if we want more females interested in our website, we need to change the way that we are creating our content, change the voice, change the personality. Not that one way is right or wrong. It kind of depends on what your goals are, but you definitely don't want to be disserving the female audience or the audience that's, for example, over 45 years old if you want to actually serve that audience. And for example, I know with my classes that a lot of 18 to 24-year-olds don't have a lot of disposable income where they're willing to pay for an online course, for example. And so perhaps I do need to cater more towards the older audience and figure that out. If we go down under age, we can see specifically the categories. We can see how often they're watching, how often they're the new user, which one has the higher bounce rate, how many pages people are viewing per session, what the average session looks like. For the older audience, they're spending more time. For this young audience, 18 to 24, they're 37 seconds average duration. That doesn't surprise me because the younger generations like to click around from place to place. You can do the same thing for gender and see if there's a difference there. This next tab under interest is very important to look at. This gives you those categories that Google kind of comes up with, and this can help you figure out who you're going to advertise to. Earlier in this Digital Marketing Masterclass, we learned about creating YouTube ads, and these were some of the categories that you're given. You're not able to search for people who specifically like Adobe Premiere Pro and send people those ads. But what we can find is that a lot of people that visit our site are that Shutterbug category or movie lover category or the shoppers and value shoppers category. So this is the category or the type of people that we would target with our YouTube ads or with our Google ads in the future. Under geography, we can see the countries that are most represented. Scroll down and you can see, for me, obviously mostly English-speaking countries are at the top, but then you can also see that countries like Germany, the Netherlands, these are well represented. They have a lot of people that speak English as well as their own language, so that's why they might be visiting our site more. But this is, again, if for some reason you're getting a lot of Spanish speakers from Spain or from Mexico or from other countries, you might need to create more content to cater to those audiences. For example, I have a big audience from India, and that's partly because there's just so many people in India, and they are often looking for ways to learn new skills. That's what I found from my courses and from my tutorials. And so speaking out directly to this audience is important. For example, in an article, we can speak out, say, hey, welcome people from India, from the United Kingdom, because that will connect them better with you as a person and a brand. And it's kind of cool, just up here in the map, you can see how many people visit your site from these specific countries for this past month. And you can change that up there. All of this is to build a better profile for our customer. Under technology, you can see the browsers that these individuals are using. It's really crazy how much you can see. And so overview, of the mobile devices versus desktop versus tablet, just diving deeper into all of these analytics. So use under audience all of these different categories to build a better profile for who your audience is. And this can affect your voice, your branding, how you want to change in the future, or it can affirm your thoughts and your goals that way. In the next video, we're going to look at this acquisition tab, which is important for figuring out where people are coming from and how you can benefit even more from those channels. In this video, we'll go over this acquisition tab over here. This allows you to see where are people coming from to get to your website. So in the overview, you have all of the sort of different ways that people find you, from organic search, direct, referral, social. For some channels or for some websites, you might have a huge social media acquisition channel. People might be coming from your Twitter or your Facebook accounts. Or, for example, if you're sending out a lot of email campaigns, if you have a lot of links back to your website, you might have this direct channel is a big one. For me, organic search is huge. So you can dive into any of these by clicking on them. The thing with search is that a lot of the search terms aren't provided because Google keeps that private for people who are searching with Google Chrome, depending on the settings that they've chosen. So this is good to look at. I wish we got a little bit more data because then we can see what are people searching to find our website. For example, video bokeh online is a search term. Now, I actually don't have really much on video bokeh. I have stuff on photography bokeh, but knowing that people are searching for this term and finding my website is good so I can create content about that. Premiere, After Effects software, that's definitely something that I teach. How to edit green screen footage, that's good because I have a great article for that. So this provides some information, but it doesn't give you all the key terms that I would like. You can click on any of these others to find more information. For example, direct will show you the pages that people are coming to right away directly. So for example, a lot of people are coming straight to my home page or my course library. I like looking at the referral because this shows you who is sending you people, where are they coming from. So a lot of people are coming from this website right here. So I'm wondering, this looks like some sort of Android app or something like that. People are coming from onlinecoursemasters.com, Anthony Doc. Also, if we go to social, we can see where they're coming from. A lot from YouTube for me, a lot from Facebook, some from Pinterest. I've done a little bit with Pinterest myself. And so you can see that the two channels that I spend most of my efforts on are YouTube and Facebook. Over on the left under acquisition, under social, click on landing pages. This will show you the pages that people come to from your social posts. And what this allows you to do is see which posts of yours did best. Because this takes into account not just from Facebook, not just from Twitter, but from all of your social media accounts. This is great because on Facebook or wherever you're posting these links, you can see some data and you can see how many people like and share. But here you can see the data from all of your social media channels, all the people that actually came to your website. So for example, I recently posted this 10 key takeaways from Udemy Live article. And so over 200 people came to my website from that post. And most of that was from Facebook, but some might have come from the Twitter post as well. Most of the recent posts here that I see are recent articles that I've shared, but some are older too. So that means people are sharing them online, which is good to know too. And we can use that data to create more content like that. If you click on users flow, this is super interesting. You can see user flow from social media, but also just in general, which we'll cover in just a second. But basically, you can see that people are coming from YouTube, and then where are they going? A lot are going to the home page, and then from the home page, where are those people going to? They're going to the course library, or they're going to the getting started page. So if we want to highlight traffic through here to see it more easily from YouTube, we can click there. And here we can see, okay, so a lot of people went from YouTube to this 10 key takeaways from Udemy Live. So if I want to see what people did after that, we can click highlight traffic through there again, and we can see that people went to the course library, or this is the home page, or there's 16 other pages that we can look into even and get more data that way. This is super helpful information to know, like what are people doing on your website, and how do we get them to, if they're not going to the course library, for example, or if they're not going to a specific page, maybe that means you need to redesign the pages that they're landing on so that there's more links to those pages you want them to get to. So this is really crucial data. This is just from social media, but we can go under behavior and we can see behavior flow for the entire site here. So under behavior, we're jumping around a little bit, but here you can see, our most popular landing pages from search and from other social referrals are these 2 tutorials of mine. So green screen editing. And so I can see that they go to this landing page or this blog article, and then what happens? Some of them go to the course library, some go to the home page, some go to the getting started page, some go to the resources page, some just go back to the blog articles. If I click down here for these group details for the rest of the pages, here are all the other blog articles and pages that people go to. So ideally, people are going directly to the course library. It doesn't give me the information if they click to the link to the course that's hosted on Udemy, for example, that's on this blog article. But if it was to a course page that was on my website, I would get that data. It's really important to see what people are doing from your home page. So here people go to my home page. What do they do next? Most people, it looks like, go to the course library. Some people are going to the getting started page, some to the resources, some to the articles page. Let's click more, get more detail for the other pages. Here again, we have some more data for the other pages that people go to. And so again, I know I'm a little bit of a broken record, but if you see this data and you want more people going to your course library, for example, from your home page, you maybe have to set up your home page a little bit differently so that there's not just a button at the top of the page, but maybe your main call to action or something like that on your home page is for your course library or whatever product or service you have to offer. So that's what this behavior flow chart allows you to do. So that's both of these, the acquisition and the behavior tabs, are great for figuring out what people are actually doing on your website. In the next video, I want to show you something cool, which is a heat map for your pages so you can see where people are actually clicking on your pages, which gives you a little bit more detail compared to this behavior flow chart.